Hello everybody and welcome to Poland Daily Travel. We're glad to see you, and may I add that you're all looking exceptionally well. We continue our fantastic tour around Poland with this next exciting series of stops. We're continuing along the Pilica River Valley. We'll be starting at the Pilica River Museum and then showing you the Blue Springs. The Pilica River Museum is an eccentric collection of really cool stuff. You have to see it if you're in the area. It's well worth the stop. And right across the street are the Blue Springs, and you'll find out why they are called blue. Then we head east through the resort village of Spawa and on to Łódź. There are plenty of views of the particularly beautiful Pilica River. I can't wait to go kayaking there in the summer. It looks absolutely inviting. Even in the winter. Łódź also, what a gem of a town. It has a rich medieval history, being about 900 years old. There's plenty to see here. There's a castle, a church, high up on a hill, affording amazing views of the river valley. It's a great stop along your way east to the Vistula River. So come along with us on the Pilica River. You're going to really enjoy this. Hey, and thanks for watching. This is Poland Daily Travel. Why do we do it? We do it for you. I'm Will, and I approve of this message.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to another sterling and uplifting version of Poland Daily Travel. Yes, it's winter, but we have the sun. It's a beautiful day. We have church bells in the offing and a castle behind us. We must be in Europe. In fact, of course we are. We're in Poland. And we're in the small town of Rawa, Mazowieckie, on the southern border of Mazovia. And this is the Rawa castle behind us. It was built by, of course, Kazimierz the Great, or Casimir the Great in English. You haven't Kazimierz Wielki in Polish. You've heard me mention him before many times, because in the 1300s he built castles all around Poland, this being yet another example, this defensive tower that we still see left. They've built a wall around it to keep people out because they keep meaning to reconstruct it. In fact, funny story is that people have been trying to rebuild this castle since, I suppose the beginning of partition times, which is right at the end of the 18th century. How about that? So 200 years and more, been trying to rebuild this castle. It's still not done, but maybe one day. It's between two rivers, the Rawa and the Rilka rivers. Rawa is here, and the Rilka is over there. So it's just at the juncture of these two rivers, which would have been a very nice defensive position back in its day. At any rate, today we are back on the road. This is a road trip, and we're going along in this beautiful, wintry, sunny day. We're going to be looking again at the Pilica River and following it right across the southern part of Mazovia and see where it takes us. The Pilica River, of course, is the largest tributary of the Vistula, extending or entering the Vistula from the west, and ends up not far from Warsaw, south of Warsaw, about 30, 40 kilometers. So at any rate, this is our first stop today. Couldn't resist, you know, when you go on a road trip, sometimes you just want to stop and you want to check out things that just happen to be along the road that maybe you wouldn't read about in most tourist magazines. But on a nice summer's day, you might even do some kayaking here on the rivers. Have a picnic right here in the castle. Okay, more from Poland Daily Travel. We're on the road and we're heading to the Pilica River, and we're going to follow it to the east, to the Vistula. Stay tuned. Hello, everybody. And I promised you just while I was standing in front of that castle, before the bumper, I promised you that we'd be by the Pilica River, and we are. This is the Skansen, which is the park of the history of the Pilica River. It started about, I believe it was the 1970s, and has a collection of different artifacts and buildings, etc., related to this area, the Pilica River. The Pilica River, we'll talk a little bit about that in a second, but here behind me, worth mentioning, is a reconstruction of a 19th century, mid-19th century station, railway station. They rescued it and brought it here so it wouldn't be destroyed. And isn't it amazing? That's a small town stop on the Warsaw to Vienna railway. And if you watched some previous episodes, you would have seen us talking about the Warsaw-Vienna Railway and walking along the tracks and under the canopy of the station in Piotrków Trybunalski. Okay, Trybunalski. But now here we are on the Pilica River, and we're at the park, which is dedicated to the history of the river. And we're going to keep following the river. We're going to take another look at the Blue Springs, which are just across the street. We're going to catch them in sunlight, because the last program when we were here, it was a bit darker than this. But we've got a marvelous day. I mean, you can't ask for a better day. Hardly just a few wispy clouds in the air. And, you know, you can almost smell a bit of spring in the air. Of course, we've hardly had winter, so that's not very surprising. At any rate, we're going to look around. And take you around this Skansen, or this living museum. The thing that's worth mentioning, Pilica River starts in the Jura Mountains. That's where, if you were watching previous episodes, we were at two castles, which are on the edge of the Holocaust Mountains and Silesia. And those are the castles of Mirov and Babolica. We took those on a dark and stormy day, as the story goes. And at any rate, not a day like today. That's where the Pilica River starts, right in that area. And it flows and flows and flows 300 and some kilometers, about 330, until it reaches the Vistula River. And eventually we're going to get there. Okay, so let us continue. Without further ado, we're going to take you around and show you in the next program a bit of this fantastic museum. People here are extremely nice. If you're in the area, it's well worth stopping in. Very welcoming. They've just opened the place up for us at just a minute's notice, because I like to show up on these road trips as if I were you, just showing up and being a traveler or a tourist, and having a look at things and discovering for myself. Now, so we're going to go around and show you what's here, and then we're going to move along and do some more Pilica River things. It's a great day for it. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned for the next installment. Poland Daily Travel. Why do we do it? We do it for you.